Okay, so between filming, the water actually started boiling finally. So right now I'm going to start prepping the rice. Now I'm going to use about 1.5 cups for this. Let's see, put a little bit more in there. That's probably good. And I'm getting rice everywhere. So there's that. And now we're just going to be waiting for the rice to get softened. Ooh. Got a little bit of a feedback there from the stove. Okay, so this is about ready. Oh, yeah, that looks beautiful. See, they have a lot of juice in the bottom. That's not only from the mangoes, but also the frozen vegetables. But they complement each other very well.
Makes a very nice gravy.
Yes, essentially. It creates a nice sauce for the rice. Because I like to put this over the rice as opposed to having the rice on the side. So it's kind of like a nice setup. So we'll just stir that around a little bit, make sure everything's coated. Now actually when I first came across this recipe, when my friend gave it to me, he had a lot of sriracha on it. Like, he put more on it than I did. So it was almost red. It was almost red, like that's what the color of it was. So it's actually toned down a lot compared to when I first ate this at my friend's place.
Were there tears involved?
Yes, there was much crying and much choking involved with that recipe. So that's actually why I toned down on this and add the crushed red pepper and the paprika. So you still kind of get the heat, but it's not to a point where you're almost gagging to death. I mean, even I like spicy food, but I don't like it to the point where it could potentially kill me. So that's why it's not as colorful as it could be, but it still has that sense of color to it that I particularly like in my cooking. So let's check on the rice and see how that's coming along. The water is boiling now. It's still hard, but we want to stir it around so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And actually, why don't we turn down the heat a little bit? Now, personally, I prefer cooking on gas stoves as opposed to electric stoves, but because I'm at college, they only give you so much. The reason I like cooking on gas stoves is you can control the heat better. With electric stoves, you normally get a certain temperature, and it stays like that the whole time. Even after you have it down on high, and then you try to turn down to medium heat, it's still at that very hot, level. So I prefer cooking on gas, but you can only do so much when you're at school.
You use what you got.
Yes. So. I'm just cutting off a slice for myself. Mangoes are like my favorite fruit. Just saying. It's so delicious. So while we're waiting for the rice to boil, we're going to cover this so it stays hot. And now we play the waiting game. So, now once your rice is done, strain it, all that. Then what I like to do is I like to take the plate, coat the bottom of the plate with the rice, and then put the mango chicken mixture on top of it. And after we're done filming, we'll take pictures of what it looks like, so that way you can see how aesthetically pleasing it is to look at, as well as how delicious it is. Now I want to thank everyone for watching, and be sure to sign up and follow my blog at senorita-lita.blogspot.com, and continue to follow my recipes and my postings, and hopefully I'll see you around.